yeah, welcome in to Views from the Stands on a Tuesday evening. We truly appreciate you joining us on a Tuesday to talk some sports. And Jess, we want to go ahead and get this one out the way. We've been working on some stuff. We are going to be making this our new official night. We're going to be doing Tuesdays and Saturday mornings. So get used to that, people out there, between 7 and 8 p.m. Get ready for that one. And Saturday mornings, wake up, we'll drink your coffee, talk some sports with your boys around 10 a.m. Anyways, man. Just, I don't have to reintroduce myself again. I am Mr. Stevie B, Steve Brennan. Of course, we got with me right now Mr. GM, the G Mike. How are you doing, my friend? It's good to have you back.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back, bro. I appreciate it. You know, a few weeks off, but we back at it. I've been on top of the sports game no matter what, each and every day. Just haven't been in front of the camera, but we back, baby. We love it.
Absolutely. We have a fun show for you tonight, man. We have some major news coming in the NFL for some rule changes that I think are going to take effect next year. And I think a lot of people are going to be interested. And I think a lot of these make a lot of damn sense. And honestly, it's a lot of about damn time, if you ask me. We jump into that debate that everybody's been talking about. That sweeping the baseball nation. We got the torpedo bat debate, whether we should like it, you don't like it, and what's going on with it. We also have a major news coming out of the baseball with the suspension out for the Atlanta Braves. That's a heartbreaking one for the Braves. And we got some major drama coming out of MLS. But before we get to all that, Mr. G Mike, we got to pay some bills. Take it away, my friend.
Yes, sir. Guys, I run a Telegram channel where we offer sports gambling slips, $10 a month, but on a daily basis, we can get you anywhere from $50 to $100 to $150 a day. Lately, we have been winning a lot. For the last month, we have been at a hitting rate of 50% up, and the last 3 to 4 weeks, we've been at 60 hitting rate and percent up. So if you guys want to get into that, want to hear more about it, get some more information, I'm going to put the link right in the chat if you're watching the live view. If you're watching the recorded episode, you'll see it pop up on your screen, or you'll see my socials. Just hit me up on one of my socials, slide in my DM, and we'll get you on and pop.
Absolutely, man. We wanted to also take a couple minutes to shout out a few companies that's been helping us out along the way. First, we want to give a shout out to Varsity Sports Nation. Varsity Sports Nation is your premier sports app. You like high school sports? They got you. You like college sports? They got you. You want sports content just like the show you're seeing right now? They got you. The best part about Varsity Sports Nation is that it's a convenient app. You can download it on your iOS, your Android, Roku TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, as well as your socials. You can also catch our show on demand, which is always fun and always great for you guys to see. So check out Varsity Sports Nation. We also wanted to give a shout out to Million Sports Co. They're also an up-and-coming site that's really great for interviews. A lot of firsthand action with a lot of athletes. It's new and it's great, and they've been helping us out along the way. So you can check us out on demand on there as well at millions.co. While you're checking those out, please give us a like and subscribe and help support the show. The easiest way to find out when we're going live is just to hit the bell. It'll ring, give you a buzz, and it'll let you know we're going live and catch up on all our stuff that we have going on. As well as I want to go ahead and, like we said before, we are going to be trying our hardest, and this is going to be our new schedule. It's going to be Tuesdays, 7 p.m., between 7 and 8 p.m., and Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Be there, be square. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to it. Please give us a like and subscribe. Thanks for all the support out there, man.
Yeah, and if you guys want to join the show at any time, be a guest or just pop up in the chat. Whatever questions, comments you have, we'll put it up on the screen as well, and we'll be very fan interactive because this is what Views from the Stands is about. It's our views from the stands.
There we go. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to get into some sports. How about you, Mr. G Mike?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we had, like I alluded to before, we had some major news coming out of the NFL. The NFL has made some rules changes, and these are going to affect the next season in a big way. All right, so we're going to go, what I was thinking is we're going to go through each one of these, and then we'll go back over the top of them, and we can all react to each one. I'm just going to read them in order of what's going on, and then we'll give you our thoughts on these ones. All right, so each team is guaranteed a possession in overtime during the regular season. Previously, if you didn't remember, a team with the first possession could win in overtime if they scored a touchdown. Hated that rule. The use of a new technology, which if you've been watching a little bit of UFL that's just started, you'll notice it and you can get a better idea what it's going to look like next year for the NFL. They're calling it the Sony Hawkeye technology, which they will use to measure the first down, and the chain gang will be used as a backup. Welcome to 2025. The next one's going to be a touchback rule on kickoffs will now be marked at the 35-yard line. They're really trying to get people to get the active touchbacks going and give less because they like the new dynamic rule. Some of the rules, which has been a big thing going on, some of the rules that did not get approved at the owners' meetings is the ban of the tush push. That's been a big thing. Some people wanted to ban it, and some people had no problems with it. But as of right now, this next season, it will still stick around. So the 2025 season will still allow for the tush push. And lastly, the Detroit Lions had a proposal for a rule of a playoff seedings to where they wanted it based on regular season record and not division champs. All right, Mr. G. Mike, that was a lot to unpack there. Let's start back at the top in the new OT rule. What's your thoughts on this one, my man?
Dude, man. Real quick, Sandy, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. You already know what's up. With the overtime rules, man. So how exactly? Please explain it for the fans. How exactly the OT rules are gonna go?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. It's breaking up. What you saying?
That just to make sure that the fans know for sure, explain exactly how the rules are going to be for the overtime.
All right, yeah, so the overtime rule is going to be 10 minutes long. They originally was supposed to be 15. They've dropped it down to 10 minutes. And then what they also are going to be doing is that everybody will be getting a chance to get the ball. And I don't know how many times you've watched the game to where you win that coin flip, you go down, you get a touchdown, and the game is over, and no one gets a chance to get the ball back. I thought that was one of the silliest rules I've ever seen, and especially they changed it originally to just playoffs. They were allowed they changed the rule up a little bit, but now overtime is going to be the same as the postseason as well as the regular season. So I think that makes a hell of a lot more sense, and it gives everybody a fair chance to at least get a possession. Now after if they both score a touchdown, after that point it's every whoever gets the possession last, and they win the game.
Okay, so they get one possession each.
Correct.
If they both score. And then the team that came out with the first possession gets a third time, and if they score, it's done.
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. I think they should still tweak it a little bit, right? I think it should just be maybe 10 minutes, and you play just the full 10 minutes. No matter what possession, one possession, two possessions, it doesn't matter. You just play the full on 10 minutes, just like an NBA overtime game. You're playing the full length of the overtime, and whichever team has the most points wins. I feel like that's the most simple way to put it, making it way too complicated of just having, okay, now we're going to have one possession, you score. Okay, now you get a possession, you score. Okay, but whoever scored first and had the first possession, they get the third possession, and if they score, that's it, the game is over. I still think it's kind of unfair there. I just feel like just play the whole 10 minutes out. It goes to overtime. There's not a lot of NFL games that really go into overtime like that. You would think maybe like once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, right, that a game goes to overtime. So if it goes to overtime, whatever, man. I mean, you're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game that you love. You got 10 more minutes of the game to go and play your heart out. Yeah, it's going to cause maybe some injuries, a lot of fatigue. There's going to be a lot of risk there, but dude, I would just say just keep playing the whole 10 minutes, and whoever comes out of the 10 minutes has the most points wins. Make it a simple.
Yeah, I was trying to do a little bit of research as we were going over just to make sure, but it's still because this just hot off the presses probably a couple hours ago. So I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of tweaks, but it does not say anything else about the third possession, whoever gets the ball back again, if it's done at that point, or they're going to play out the quarter. I was trying to find some research on it, but they're still probably tweaking it a little bit. But the meat of it is that both teams will possess the ball now in overtime, which, like we were saying before, I mean, go back to that
they should.
Bills Chiefs. I mean, that's a prime example that it never got a chance to happen, and how many times did the people start, they win the coin toss, and all of a sudden they're already talking shit about how they are going to win the game because they win the coin toss,
Yeah, so, exactly. It doesn't.
So yeah, I think that one's going to be it. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it just doesn't make it fair at all. If only one team gets one possession, they score, and that's it. The game's done. It's not fair.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And especially the way the NFL is going with offense. Why would you not give both guys the ball,
Yeah, exactly.
So then we have this one. It makes the most sense to me as well. And I can't believe it's taken this long as well. The second rule that got brought up is the new technology to measure first downs, in which the chain game is going to be the secondary now. Why we haven't been doing this for so long? I mean, hell, just in the playoffs last year, there was the big debate of whether it was a first down or not. And it ironically happened to have the Chiefs in it as well. But yeah, I think this rule is going to make the most sense. You're going to be a lot more precise on where the ball is, and it's going to actually make sense where they're going to place it, not just have a couple guys running across the field in a chain from 1952 or whatever year they started this, man. I think it's so outdated, and it makes so much more sense that we have the technology to do this. Why the hell we're not doing it?
Yeah, no, and it's going to save time, too. You got to wait for these two refs to go run out there to the field and then measure it. It takes like about anywhere from like 2 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on the game, depending on the situation. And you're just going to have this fresh technology. Like you said, it's 2025. Like, dude, we should have been doing this. Like, but I feel like the NFL only really did it because this past weekend, if you guys don't know, the UFL started off their season week 1, and they had this technology in place. So I felt like the NFL was like, yo, these guys are making a big move on this technology stuff when it comes to the first down. I think we got to implement it already. Decided to do so.
Yeah, no, I agree too. And I watched a little bit of the games on over the weekend for the UFL. How about the body cam? I love the body cam idea, man. That was pretty awesome. They had the body cams. You can see with the actual defender. I like how the referees are coming over and explaining the rule, and you can hear what's actually going on. Kind of fun because doing the live stuff that we like to do. There was a couple F-bombs that got dropped that couldn't catch up to it. So this is all the way live. Like they are really doing this live. It's kind of fun. But no, I think the XFL has the right thing going. And I think the NFL is smart to let them try it out, see how it works, and treat it as like the minor leagues.
Yeah, 100%. Well, my rushing receiving bets will hit more now. 100%. 100%. Dude,
no, I agree.
I feel like fans really want to be involved in athletes during the game, after the game, before the game. They want to see like the whole process of everything. And obviously you can't give the fans everything. You can't take away the personal stuff from these players as well. Like I agree with that. But when it comes like just for the game itself, there should be cameras on every single like sideline, on every single end zone. Maybe not every single player, but maybe some players on the field that people want to see that as well. Like it's going to bring more attention to the game, more love for the game, and more money for the game at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get it. It's not necessarily like a UFL take per se, but I really enjoyed some of the broadcasts that are doing with the UFL. Honestly, I found myself learning a lot more than I ever did about how they're calling these plays and what these plays actually mean. They explained it a lot in there. Whenever you have certain plays, we'll have like for instance, I was watching, I think it was the Memphis game, and they were using animals, but the start of the animal was what the side is that's going to go on the route. So a lion was on the left-hand side, and then they explained what actually is going on. But I just thought it was really cool how they were able to explain to a lot better for people that are just either learning or just never know what these long play sheets actually mean. They all mean they all have obviously meaning to them. I thought it was really cool that they actually gave you firsthand experience on what that actually entailed and gets involved with all that. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, they got to do something different for sure. It's a spring football league. When the NFL's not on, obviously the NFL's king. That's probably not going to go away in our lifetime. But I can see the UFL picking up, bro. Maybe not in a short time period of 5 years, 10 years, but maybe when we're super old, maybe the UFL really does take off because people still want to watch football on a day-to-day basis or on a week-to-week basis, and you're giving them this league in the springtime when football is off. What, 5 months, 6 months? After the Super Bowl, so it's like,
No, I think it's a pretty cool league, and I think the football is watchable. I don't. It's not obviously NFL quality. It's still up there. It's basically kind of like watching a Division II football, if you will, or something like that. Or it's something to kill some time on a weekend, and it's cool too because some of these guys actually do make it into the NFL. I mean, take it for the kicker that was the sensation last year. Now he's the starting kicker for the Detroit Lions and killing it. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're a Cowboys fan. Brandon Aubrey, I think it wasn't he a UFL guy as well?
I do not know.
I think he was a UFL guy as well, or USFL. He came from one of those leagues, and now he's the starting kicker for the Cowboys. So these guys, they're doing a good job of promoting these guys, and you get to know these guys a little bit better. They would have never had a chance, and now they're getting a second chance out there. And I know PJ Washington, PJ Tucker, I think it was PJ Washington. I don't know which one it was. There was played for the Colts for a little bit as well. That was on the USF or UFL. So I like the league. It's going kind of good. But that's not to take away from the big boys here, the NFL. And so there was the other couple rule changes we had in here. The kickoff the touchback going to the 35-yard line. Do you think that's too far, or are you okay with this?
No, I'm okay with it. I think it's going to bring more opportunity for offensive scoring or special team scoring. And when if you watch a NFL game and you see a special team score, it's very exciting. Like either you're at the game or you're at home, you're watching it, you're like, yo, that's crazy. And oh my God, did you see this happen? Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, it's dope to see. And on top of the fact, with this whole kickoff rule change and stuff, I didn't even know this. I read this a little while ago, but the concussion rate on kickoffs last season dropped 43% from 2023. Obviously, they changed it last season is when they started using the new kickoff. So it's helping with injuries as well. So I think it's just a positive. It's a win-win.
Yeah, and I find it to be, at first I was kind of like confused with it, but I find it to be exciting. I like the fact that they're getting it more, you're not just walking away and waiting, using the restroom, if you will, right over the kickoff starts, no one's going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
But let me float one crazy, since we're talking about rule changes out here. Correct me if I'm wrong, tell me I'm crazy, all right? So because all these NFL guys have such big, legs, they can kick it, freaking miles now. All right, so instead of having the kickoff, what if they created almost like a 1 point? All right. So you could either go for the 1 point instead of going and you get at your kickoff. If you miss it, the ball is in play. You play it live. That's your kickoff. If not, you get the point and then you take it from the 20. Is that crazy?
No. I've actually heard other people actually talking about that. And
I think that's a good idea.
They also implemented the fact that, okay, if you're going to do that, then you got to have the kicker kicking it from the 10 or the 20-yard line.
Sure, move them back a little bit. It's almost like arena football style. If you ever watched arena football where they had the nets on the side, if it played off the nets and the ball's in play. But otherwise, I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, think about how many games you have although he's in a little bit of turmoil right now, Justin Tucker, who has like an amazing leg. He could easily do something like that, But I mean, how cool would that be to see some of these guys kick it 60, 70 yards and you're getting extra points? It's constantly moving, it's constantly scoring points, which is what everybody wants to see anyways. I always thought that would just be a cool idea.
I mean, Justin Tucker ain't gonna be playing in the NFL no more.
That example.
That boy is not playing in the NFL no more.
Oof, man, that's what a wow. That sucks, man.
I don't even feel bad for him, bro.
It's kind of messed up, some of the stuff that's going on with that. All right, so then let's talk about what didn't happen. All right, we all talked about what did happen. Let's talk about what didn't. Oh, excuse me. Before we get into what didn't happen, there was one more thing that got passed, and that's replay assist. Replay assist is going to be available for a lot more calls now. If not, all the calls are going to be able to use replay assist now. So that's going to be a major part for.
That should have been done like years ago, man.
Agreed.
Because it's like, bro, you have either some flags that are questionable, some obviously knee downs, elbows downs that are questionable right before someone's gonna make a touchdown or for a first down or whatever the case is, and especially when the clock is 20 seconds or less, 40 seconds or less, or even a minute or less, where the game is super close and the teams are tied and the game is crucial, and you're not checking every crucial play. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, you should be checking every crucial play. Yeah, it's going to prolong the game, but, dude, like, these guys are getting paid. The refs, the players, the coaches, the league, the fans are watching. They want to make sure that everything is accounted for. And if you're not watching every single play in crucial moments, man, it's like you really don't give a shit.
Yeah. And the wild thing is, too, is that we were just talking about it a minute ago if you could subtract the amount of time that it takes for the chain game and how many times to do that and to add it into the replay, I'm sure the fans who are already used to watching a 3-hour game are going to be perfectly fine with waiting that couple extra seconds to get the actual call right because the referees can't get it. And that's not a diss on the referees. Can you imagine how hard it is to be a referee sometimes? Now, some of these guys
a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety, 100%.
Oh, God, yeah. So, like, it's not a –
Help them out with the technology. Help them out with the technology.
Exactly. Help them be better at what they do. They are very good at what they do, and it is a damn hard job to do what these guys actually have to do. You're watching some of the best athletes move 20, 30 miles an hour sometimes. Maybe not 30, but you get my point, It's so hard to see sometimes. I mean, hell, Belichick was talking about how he used to have the guys wear the same color gloves so they can get away with more stuff. Like they're smart. Right, that's how they make it to the pros. They know what the hell they're doing. They know how to play the game. So having said that, though, that's another one that I think is going to make a lot of good for the NFL. The replay assist in there is going to be huge for that. All right, so like I was alluding to a couple minutes ago, let's get to what did not happen. So maybe we can finally, for the rest of this year, put this to bed. The tush push is going to be okay next year. Are you okay with that? What's your thoughts on that? Or is that just being haters because they can't stop it?
I'm okay with it, bro. Again, the team that does it the most is the Philadelphia Eagles because they have a quarterback that can squat 350 or more pounds.
I think he's like 6 something.
Yeah, whatever the case is, but like he's doing weight that other quarterbacks don't do.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Mostly other quarterbacks don't do because maybe Cam Newton was doing that at one point. But they're running a play that no other team can stop, and it's my rival team. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I do not like the Philadelphia Eagles, but I don't believe that you should ban it just because one team is really great at it and everybody else just sucks. Like, dude, get better. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
Tell your quarterback to squat 600 pounds. Tell your linemen to get in the trenches and get the blocking done. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but you can't run the play. Doesn't mean that you can stop the team that runs it the best and ban it forever.
Yeah, no, well, I agree as well. Thanks for checking in as well. I don't think it even should be argued, like I don't see why that's it. Now, it's one of those things I think in exactly the problem is that there's one or two teams. Buffalo tries it quite a bit. They're just not as good as Philly is with it. And I think it's just a product of that. Philadelphia is just so much better than everybody else is at it, like you were saying a couple minutes ago. So I don't think it's a cheating play. I don't think it's breaking the rules. It's one of those things that just get better. Put your weight up.
Literally, get big. That's it.
Yeah.
Get big.
Get your weight up, man. I agree. And so I think this one's a really interesting rule. I want to spend a couple minutes on this one real quick. So the Lions, like we said before, the Lions proposed changing the playoff seeding, almost make it more of like an NBA style where divisions aren't as important. So the Lions wanted to do regular season wins opposed to divisional wins. What do you think about that?
100%, bro. Yeah, bro. You got these teams out here that are making playoffs because their division is so weak, and they're making playoffs. A 7-9, 8-7, whatever the case is, below 500, and you're still winning the division. That doesn't make sense to me. But whatever, you win the division. Okay, you win the division. But why is it that just because you win in the division, you get into the playoffs? No, I think it should be the top 7 teams in each conference. They get into the playoffs. That's it. I think it should be as simple as that. But obviously that they have divisions for a reason, and they try to take it as serious as possible. And even if you win the division, you can still be a wild card team, obviously, but it still gives you a chance to go down into the playoffs and try to make a Super Bowl run. But it just sucks when you have a division like what it was, the NFC North, I guess.
The NFC West when the Seahawks went.
No, last year with the Packers, Vikings, and Bears, or Packers, Vikings, and Lions. I'm sorry, Packers and Lions. Dude, those 3 teams, what they all finished above 10 wins, 11 wins last season.
Yeah, I think so.
They're all
not the Bears, obviously, not the Bears.
No, the Lions. I'm talking about the Lions, the Vikings, and they did all make playoffs because of the way that it trampled out, but. Imagine if what is it? NFC South? Yeah, the NFC South is the division that was weak. Imagine if that division was super weak, like they weren't even winning more than 6 games each team, but whoever has the best record still gets into the playoffs. It's like, nah, man, it should be the 7 best teams of each conference get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I like about the NFL, though, is I think the importance of divisions. I enjoyed it. I think it's one of the few things that works with the NFL as far as keeping rivalries going. AFC North, you already know it because it means a lot to them. It's almost like the SEC, that old saying they always go, that means more here. I think that in the NFL, it still means a lot. You're always going to count on NFC. Like, you're a Cowboys fan. You know how that is. Think about all the rivalries that are built in your division alone. that are just based off the division itself. So I think that's what makes the NFL great is the divisions actually do matter. Basketball, most people can't even tell you which division each one of these teams is in because it doesn't matter at all. Who cares if you win the Southwest or Southeast, But in football, that still does matter. It's still a bragging thing that we're the NFC East champs or the AFC South champs. Some divisions do a better job at it as far as rivalries go. Not every division has as historic of rivalries. AFC North, needless to say, everybody knows that one's NFC North, NFC East. They just have some of the best rivalries going in football, and it's all based off the division. So I think the divisions mean a lot in football, and I appreciate that, and I like that, and I'm glad that they stick with that, and it still means something. But so I'm kind of against the – go ahead.
But do you think that should correlate to the playoffs? Because I agree with what you're saying there. Like, the historic behind it and the rivalries and stuff like that is true because there are people that just like in my experience, when we're playing against the Eagles, it's very meaningful that week. That week is going to be very meaningful. But
I personally
should it correlate to the playoffs?
I like the way it is, to be honest with you. I like the divisions mattering. I think that play because it just plays out a lot better that way. I feel like because each one of the times you're gonna how many division games you're gonna have. Half your season is pretty much a division of games, so all those games really do matter the most. And if you're the best in your division, then you should be rewarded for it, even if you are the best worst, if that makes sense. Like for instance, I go back to the Beastquake game. I believe that that was the year that I believe that the Seahawks were 7-9, I think it was, or they had a losing record, and then they ended up advancing in the playoffs. So It's almost like whenever you get to the playoffs, everybody's 0-0. You kind of start back over, So some teams get some things, or then you end up getting some teams that it ends up hurting them. Take the Bengals last year. The Bengals should have made the playoffs, but because they were so bad in the beginning in such division, that's why I think the division actually comes in and matters because a team like the Bengals, if you're going off of just record-wise, they probably should have made it in. And just by fan-wise, there should have been a fan vote because I think everybody would have loved to see the Bengals get in. But didn't obviously work out that way. But I think that's why the divisions actually still do matter in the NFL. Bengals are a prime example of last year.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, so I think the NFL made some good moves here and good decisions on the rule changes that they made. You guys let us know out there if there's any other rule changes you guys would like to see, or if you like the ones that they did make. I think they did a pretty good job of listening to what the fans wanted, and ultimately, I feel like you were completely correct. Well, it's going to speed up the game with that chain game, and because the NFL sometimes can be a little bit mundane at times. I mean, if you're going on a 18 play drive, and it's the same thing over and over. You get a little mundane, and then you got to add the chain game in there. So I think this will speed up the game. And let's face it, everybody has a short attention span. We can't get people to watch us for an hour. So, anyways, moving on, man. Moving on from the NFL, and we're going to get into a fun debate that everybody's been talking about now here. And if you haven't heard about it yet, it is the Torpedo bats. Mr. G. Mike, and it's funny because the New York Yankees hit 15 home runs in a 3-game span over the weekend, and people lost their minds. Well, the whole thing is that it's a new technology that's been around since about last year, maybe even a little bit before that. Some players have been using it since last year, so I want to make that very clear. Now, they've been using it since last year, and it is not illegal for players to use. Now, I think the biggest thing that happened, and I am not a Yankees fan, so I'm starting it with that. I think it's because it was the Yankees that hit all these home runs that is getting to be called a bigger deal. Now, if it was like the Minnesota Twins, no one would probably even care, and there wouldn't even be a story at all. But the fact that it was the New York Yankees, and they hit so many home runs, and guys that aren't even home run hitters were smashing the ball. Jazz Chisholm had 3. Funny thing is, though, Aaron Judge actually still used a regular bat. Aaron Judge didn't use the torpedo bat at all. He used the regular bat the entire time. He doesn't like it. So, Mr. G. Mike, you already got your Yankees jersey on. Why don't you give me your thoughts, since you guys were one of the main causes of all this damn drama?
I just want to point out that Elliot De La Cruz from the Cincinnati Reds used it the other night as well, and he got career high 7 RBIs while he was using it. So again, like Steve is saying, the Yankees are not the only ones that are using it. The Yankees are the only ones that are getting castrated here, if we can say, because they are the Yankees, and it's going to happen 100%. And even probably if it was illegal, right? Maybe the MLB would let them do it for a little while. I mean, that's controversial, but it is legal. They are able to do it, and I think it's a very smart move. If it's has nothing to do with the
Let
rules.
me before we get into a little bit more, let me go ahead and explain it because not everybody has been aware of what's going on since the season just started. So anybody that's watching live or on the recorded here, we got an image up on the screen, and I'll do my best to explain it to people that are just listening to this or whatever. If you haven't heard, they call it a torpedo bat. If you take basically a wooden bat and turn it into a bowling pin, it's thinner. It's about 6 inches thinner, closer to the hand, so that players are able to get the meat on the ball, and which is where you're supposed to be swinging the ball anyways. It's a hell of a lot thicker in the middle than it is. It is not illegal. I want to make that clear. Again, it is not illegal. And some players like it and some players don't. There have been many players that tried it and say they absolutely can't stand it at all. It throws off their timing. It throws off everything. It is not illegal, like I was saying, though. But just so people can get a clearer kind of idea, if you don't know what's going on with this, take basically a baseball bat that looks almost like a bowling pin. It was designed by an MIT guy that's been involved with baseball, and it happened a couple of years ago, and he didn't think he was going to be this revolutionary thing that it is, and it's kind of changing things. And I kind of like it, honestly. I like the torpedo bat. I think it's kind of cool. Let's face it, baseball needs anything and everything to get this game, get people going and people excited. So I personally do not think it's a major issue. We had a thing a couple of years ago, if you remember, with baseball, that they were talking about the balls were juiced. Now, they did find that the balls were a little bit different and how many home runs happened that year, and ratings were skyrocketed because guys are smashing the ball all over the place. Well, this is another form of that, just with a little bit different bat. Everybody has the same exact opportunity to use it if they want to. I don't know. I'm for it. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, me too. I think it's going to bring more offense, more home runs, more RBIs, more runs. It's just going to bring a lot of more excitement to the game that if you're not really a baseball fan like myself and you're watching a game on TV, it kind of gets boring and you want to change the channel and put on some Hallmark movie. Like it's not the same game when it is in person. In person, it's very much more exciting for sure. Yeah. But even then, you still want to see more offense, man. Like you don't want to see a lot of outs. You don't want to see a game go to the 9th inning and no runs have been happening, and it's just you there with your hot dog and your beer, and you're sitting down and you're like, yo, man, my legs hurt. When are we going to get out of here? Like, dude, like you want to see the excitement, which is why NFL is king, which is why a lot of people like NBA, because you see a lot of dunks, alleys, 3-point shots from half court, whatever the case is, a fast-paced game. While when it comes to baseball, it's kind of very slow. So you're just there like, yeah, whatever.
The other thing that helped out for the Yankees as well is that I don't know if you can still call it new Yankee Stadium. It's been around for a little while now. It's very much built for home runs. Mm-hmm. They're a home run hitting. A home run. They're going back to the Bronx Bombers, if you will. The way they've been hitting over the weekend. Their stadium is built for home runs though as well. So if they add that advantage, I can see where people would think maybe this is illegal. The bat has to get checked by MLB. It's the same thing as like the Pine Tar situation that happened a couple of years ago. The umps are checking this out. It's not as if they are just, go in the back room and grabbing their own bat and sneak it by somebody. The umps have to check it out. If it's approved, then it's approved. So I think that one, take a place like Wrigley Field, where it's another home run. Colorado with the light air, that's the ball's gonna be flying that one. So if more guys start using it and it becomes a problem to where it's all home runs and no actual pitching anymore, then you assess it at that point. But as of right now, I think it's kind of good for the game. It makes it offensive. These pitchers have gotten so damn good anyways.
That's exactly. I was about to say that. Like, the pitching is too damn good right now, bro. Like, dude, we need more offense, man. I'm sorry, we need more offense.
Yeah, the pitchers are absolutely amazing right now, and they're throwing just insane junk right now. And if this is going to help give the batters another little advantage, and it's not affecting the game by any stretch, I'm all for it. I think it's a cool idea, man. I think it's going to be good for the game.
Facts. Yankees 3-0, baby.
Yeah, Yankees are 3-0, man. Congrats for that one, man. All right, well, so there was some other news coming out of baseball, which is really going to hurt the Atlanta Braves, man. This is the first one of the season, but Profar is suspended for taking HCG. Go ahead and Google what that one is. It's basically it's not HGH, not human growth hormone, but it is another form of it. Can now pronounce it. We're not scientists. Leave that up for you, but it's HCG, and basically it's an enhanced testosterone booster. This one's going to be really bad for the Braves after they've already lost Acuna last year, and he's still not going to be back till possibly May. They got Verdugo and the outfield, but let's face it, he's always been kind of an underwhelming outfielder to begin with. So the Braves are really going to be hurt in this one. The biggest thing is going to hurt for the Braves is that he's going to be ineligible for the playoffs because of the PED ban. This is major news, man, and he's the first one, and this season's only been started for, a one series, and he's already got banned for pretty much half the season, and they're going to be done for the postseason if the Braves are able to pull through this. Mike, man, what's your thoughts on this one, bro?
I think the MLB is trying to make a big statement with this, man. They're suspending him for 80 games, and they're suspending him if they make the playoffs. He's not going to be able to be in the playoffs. Yep. They're making a big statement on this. They don't want no one else doing this. So for these players, man, it's a big fair warning not to do it for the rest of the season or even in the offseason, because you could tell that he was probably doing it in the offseason. You just started MLB, last week? Opening day was when? Tuesday, Thursday?
Last Thursday.
It was Thursday. Opening day was Thursday. So
you
could tell that he was doing it over the summer and try to get clean before that, but it obviously didn't happen. And now he's gonna have to face the
he also was supposed to be a pretty much a savior for the Braves. He was one of the coming into the league. He was pretty much one of the highest prospects, and he just never really kind of panned out. But he's still a damn good player. He ended up signing a major deal with the Braves in the offseason. But here's the kicker for him: he's going to lose about $6 million, but the Braves are still on the hook for that other $30 million that he's still going to get paid for this one. So. I mean, he's going to sit it out, get paid his money. It's just really rough for the Braves, man. They've been disappointed. He came from the Padres, and the Padres been reaching out. Tatis has reached out. Tatis went through something along those lines not too long ago, and he's been able to rebuild his reputation and be one of the top players in the league as well. So as of the steroid era issues, that's gone down a lot. Ever since they really started going, they've really started to do these stricter rules, especially the postseason ban. I believe last year there was only 4 players that got suspended for PED use, and they got lengthy suspension. So I think the message is felt loud and clear now that you do it, you're going to get caught now. It's a new young season. We'll see how this goes, but it's a shame, man. Only one series in, and already they're out on a team that really desperately needed them to get their win before their star comes back in May, hopefully, in Acuna.
Yeah. You think they're going to try and pick up someone else in the offseason to try to fill that position? Because if I'm not mistaken, he's an outfielder, correct?
I was mentioning a little bit ago, they mentioned they picked up Verdugo. He was one of the last, relative names out there. They picked him up. He was on the Yankees last year. He's always been a mediocre outfielder at best, and they kind of had a gap to fill. I believe they got Michael Harris Jr. still playing center field, so they got some defense, but they definitely were counting on Profar to be out there and kind of anchoring the defense so that until their main guy Acuna comes back, and once Acuna comes back, then they're golden, if you will. But not having him for the rest of the year is a major blow to the team.
Yeah, well, it's not the rest of the year, but it's still because they play 132,
so it's half the year, but going into postseason is whenever it actually matters, anyways.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So even if they're able to withstand it, and like I was saying before, Acuna's not coming back until May at best, so they got another couple of months. They got to ride the storm in a tough division. And the Phillies look good.
They're 0-5 right now. No,
what's that?
They're 0-5, I think.
I mean, it's an early season though. I mean, the Phillies will figure it out.
1-5, and they're playing the Dodgers tonight, who are 6-0.
Right. I mean, the Dodgers look pretty damn good. Everybody kind of expected that one, but just saying though, I think the Phillies will be able to ride the ship and be able to turn it around, obviously. And then you have the Mets, who's just signed Soto. Soto's looking pretty good. So yeah, it's a tough blow for the Braves, man. It's a rough start for them, man. All right, so we have some other wild news that just came out of this one. And, Mike, I'm going to have you kind of take the lead on this one, man. So for obvious reasons here, we had excuse me, sorry about that. Lionel, I already messed it up. Messi and his bodyguard.
Lionel Messi.
His bodyguard is banned from MLS. And if you want to go ahead and take the name on that one for me, my man.
Honestly, I'll probably butcher it as well, but Yasin Checo.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. I thought it was gonna be a little bit better.
Yasin.
I can't roll the tongue as well, man. Yeah, man. So, anyways, so the big news coming out of MLS is that he is banned from Inter Miami games. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, this was just Inter Miami games. It's not all games, correct? Or is it all MLS games?
Miami matches. No, Inter Miami matches. So
That's what I thought.
it seems like he doesn't go on the road. That's what it seems like.
Okay. So the interesting thing is that some of his quotes was that he told a Spanish television network that he's traveled with Messi overseas and no one's had any problems, and they don't have problems with people rushing the field like we do as over here. I guess whenever he was with him last year or 2 years ago, there was only 6 guys that were able to rush the field while he was down there, which is still pretty impressive because soccer's rabid sport. People get wild over there. Since they've come in over in America over here, we've already had, I think, 14 or 18, I believe it was, that's been able to already rush the field to get on the field. And so this guy is basically just trying to protect his client. Now, he is allowed to be with him in the locker room and protect him afterwards. Do you think that it's right for the MLS to ban this guy, or do you think it's what's your thoughts on that? It's just kind of interesting concept because he's bringing light to the fact of that security needs to step up in MLS.
I don't agree with the fact that MLS is trying to just take full control of match day security on their own. I do agree that they should improve their security and try to make it as best as they can, but I don't think banning him is the solution because no one is going to protect Messi as much as this guy will.
Yeah.
After all the years of being with him, they're probably close friends now. He's probably like a brother to him or like a big-time homie to him. So no one's going to protect Messi like he is. And if he's talking about that, as long as he's been with Messi over there in Europe in the Champions League, only 6 people invaded the pitch. While over here in the U.S., only 20 months in, 16 people have already done it. Like, there's a problem. That's
what I was about to say, the exact same thing. That's insane. 20 people, or what was it, 16 people in 20 months. That's ridiculous.
That's a problem, bro. So if you're having a problem out here with the security, yes, I agree with that, MLS. You need to up your security, for sure. But banning him, I don't think is going to solve the issue. I think, he's going to be the guy that's going to protect Messi the most. And if you're the MLS, you want to protect Messi. You 100%. Want to protect Messi.
You guys already made the deal with Miami to get him down there to move around the books and move around the money. You're damn sure going to want to protect him. And if that guy is protecting him, I would let him happen.
First of all, I don't even understand why people do that. Why do you run onto the field and all this stuff? Yeah, it could be for clout. It could be you want to meet the player or whatever. But let's say you're doing it because you want to meet the player. You think the player is going to be happy that you're running onto the field to come up to him, bro? No, he's going to look at you and be like, confused, annoyed, or judge you in the most negative way possible. So it's like,
and on top of it too, you're most likely banned for the rest of your life. Yeah. So why would you do it, especially like your favorite team? You're never going to be able to go back to a game if that's your passion, your life that you love so much. Why would you do that? You're never going to go back.
Yeah, and he's only permitted in the locker room and mixed zones. Yeah, he still needs to be there for sure, but the dangerous stuff is outside. On the field. That's where he needs to be. Not banned.
So correct me if I'm right here as well. Like, what was the reasoning that they're not allowing this guy? Is it because no one else does it? Or like, does anybody else have any bodyguards? Like, I never heard anything about this until pretty much today that he was banned. So I didn't know if this like an issue. Is it an issue as far as no one else does it and why does Messi get to do it kind of thing? Or what's going on with this?
No, it's because they're banning him because he's getting so much recognition nationwide on social media and stuff because he's out here like tackling these guys and stopping them from getting to Messi or getting on the pitch itself. And it's just like the MLS doesn't want to be held accountable if he's out here injuring people that run onto the field. But it's like, if you have better security, which the MLS is going to do, they're going to up their security, which is what they're saying. Another reason why they're banning him, they're like, yo, we're just going to put more security there. You don't need to be there no more. Get off the field. And it's just like, no, man, like you need to prove to me that you can protect my asset better than your asset. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't be out here risking Messi's career because some fan wants to run up on the pitch and you don't have enough security to go
It's
around.
Like Man on Fire, man. Denzel protected her, man. He ain't messing around,
Messing around. He ain't messing around, dog. There's a reason why he was the Man on Fire, dog.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, that's a wild situation, man. I did not realize that they had such a security issue going on with that. That's way too many, and there's way too many star athletes. MLS needs, again, we were talking about baseball needs good publicity. MLS needs it as well because everybody knows it's like the 3rd to 4th best league in the country, in the world, and so they need any kind of getting these star players to come here. And if they already know that there's an issue with security, The guy's like, well, why would I go lower myself to that standard whenever I could stay over here, wherever it's safer and make more money? So I think MLS needs to figure that out for sure to get to help it grow as well.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't have enough security. And dude, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You can't be allowing people to jump onto the pitch and try to injure the face of the league right now. Like, can't be happening.
No, 100%. And Messi obviously is, like you were just saying too, at the face of the league. And then the top of it too, like we've been trying to get more and more World Cup games to be coming to the United States. And if they're already saying that we have a problem here in the United States with security, that's going to be an issue going forward, you know? So they need to get that straightened out, without a doubt.
No, you saw it in Miami. What was it?
Yeah.
Colombia Argentina game. Like, dude, like, bro.
That was insane looking, man.
Insane, bro. Like, the security there was horrible. Like, you got to have way more security than that, bro. There was people getting into the games for free. Like, the game didn't start. The game was supposed to start at 7 p.m. and it didn't start till 9 because of everything that was going on.
Yeah, and it's wild too, because like in a lot of like foreign sports that happens, you know, and it's an unfortunate thing, but a lot of foreign events that happens. With the biggest thing we had the Malice of the Palace. Obviously, in Detroit years ago, we just had that little skirmish. They had that little skirmish a couple of days ago. That some suspensions just came out, by the way, with DiVincenzo and all those guys. A couple of guys, 1 to 2 game suspensions, nothing major. But that's the extent of like our fights that we have in here, in our sports and the American sports, really. You know, so I think it's kind of something that MLS needs to get figured out. Especially because they don't want another incident like that in Miami, because that was just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for a Tuesday show for us. Like we were saying before, we're going to be going on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesdays, between 7 and 8. Saturday mornings, drink your coffee with us, man. Hang out 10 a.m. Mr. G-Mike, you got anything for the people before we sign off?
Nah, man. I mean, it's good to be back. And guys, I hope you can leave us a like, subscribe, leave us a little review or comment, depending on where you're listening or watching the show. If you guys want to come on and talk smack and talk some sports on certain topics, we'll bring you onto the show. If not, just be up in the chat, give us a little bit of support, leave a comment or a question, and we'll bring your name to light up on the screen. But we appreciate you guys for supporting us, man, and hopefully you keep tuning in.
100%. And like we were saying before, it's about the fans out there and just our audience and our friends and family and just newcomers to it as well. So if there's anything you want us to debate or you guys want us to talk about, shoot us a comment. Let us know. We'll more than welcome. It's always welcome not having to think about stuff to talk about. Trust me. So we appreciate everything you guys are doing out there for us. And please give us a like and subscribe and support everybody out there, man. Be safe, and we will see you guys Saturday morning.